What's up, everybody? One Broke Millennial here, coming at you with another video. This is the Midas Dao documentation and announcement update. It's gonna be kind of a lengthy video, so I'll have the chapters in the description below so you can skip around where you want to. Two things. First, if you like the video, if it gives you some kind of value whatsoever, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon so that way you can get notified when I upload another video. Also, it really helps me out trying to get to that 1K sub goal. But also, I want to say I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just documenting my journey to financial freedom. So in the last update video, I told you guys that I'm still bullish on Midas Dao. They have not left. The devs are working tirelessly to get the treasury back and to work on strengthening this current project of the Midas Dao crown token and everything like that. And we're going to go into all that stuff and why I'm bullish on it. So starting off, let's go straight into the docs right quick. Oh, well, let's look at this. As you can see, I'm still staked in it. I basically just made this video about an hour since my last one or something like that. I don't know. You can fact check me here with the 5-hour mark here. I'm still minting currently. That minting is going to be at $221 for the current 11 crowns that I have. I already claimed one of the crowns, and you can see that in the staked warm-up period. But anyway, so we're going to go to the documentation. So we, if you look at Crown, I'm sorry, Midas Dao, they are very transparent with what they're doing. I love that. I haven't seen anyone this transparent since I've been into Time Wonderland. Time Wonderland is also just as transparent when it comes to what they're doing with Treasury, the funds, allocations, and stuff like that, and their next moves and roadmaps. Midas Dao is doing the same thing. It's very rare to see that in a project with a strong team behind it. So let's go into this. Here are the current divided sections, the structures, the project basic strategies, Midas Kingdom, Midas Touch, and the proposed development stages, which distinguishes Midas from Olympus Dao and its forks, and then the summary. So I don't want to go through every single bit of this because, again, you guys should read for yourself. Here's the Midas Kingdom. They finally released the documentation about it, but currently, because of the things are the way they are, they're holding off on doing the Midas Kingdom for right now. It's not in their immediate future. When I say immediate future, I mean like in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because they're currently trying to fix what the whales did when it came to basically inflating the token and leaving. So now they're trying to allocate funds from the treasury to go and buy, start doing buybacks. So that's a cool thing. But in the meantime, let's look at what Midas Kingdom is. The current model does not appear to adequately incentivize long-term holding, meaning, for long-term, people are trying to jump in and jump out. And we no longer wish to participate in APY racing. Hence that whole Revenge of the Crown, where it's like dodecahedron, long dick number, APY. Like, they're not trying to do that anymore because, one, that doesn't help a DAO. That incentivizes people to jump in, make a quick buck, and then leave. So we want to focus now on regarding long-term holders by adding time-weighted element for calculating rewards. You will have 2 options starting in January. 1, leave your crown in the no-lock staking pool and continue to earn basic APY as before. If you select this option, nothing will change for you. Basically, buy your crown, stake your crown. That's it. 2, swap each 10 crown to 1 throne with a Midas Dao dedicated smart contract and stake it in a lockup pool to receive an APY multiplier. You will be able to swap back from throne to crown at any time. So here is my question with this. And I know like certain banks do this kind of thing too. I think they're called CDs. I'm not entirely sure because I never got one, but like I've heard about them, but I've read so much stuff. I get them confused sometimes with the other stuff they have. You are invested in a certain lockup period, and that lockup period can be anywhere from like a year, 5 years, or whatever. And during that time, you're getting a return on your investment, which is like in the form of interest, but you can't touch it for that amount of time. And I want to say like when you put in like the foundation or something like matches that, I don't know, like I forgot what it was, but this is to me something that is similar to that, except you can actually like take out, I mean, you can take your throne and convert it back into crown at any time. Now what's getting me is that if you're earning an APY, an increased APY multiplier, can you still get the rebases from that, or do you forfeit that? That's what I want to know. So your rewards in the lock pool will compound automatically, just like in the regular staking pool. The purpose of the throne node is to encourage users who can't afford a full throne node to collect their staking rewards until they can afford one. When staking your throne, you can choose for a certain lockup ranging from 0, which is flexible, which is like just staking, to 12 months locked, using the slider as the calculator in our DAO app. The longer the throne tokens are locked up, the higher the respective share of the pool, and therefore the higher your rewards. Few examples. Staker 1 doesn't want to lock his crown tokens and therefore gets a weight of 1. Staker 2 locks the throne tokens for 2 weeks, therefore gets a weight of 1.25. Then the next 1 month, 1.5, 3 months, 1.75, 6 months, weight of 2, and then 1 year, weight of 2.25. For me, depending on how long how much of a multiplier these percentages are, I would stake, and that's what I'm trying to get as many crowns as I can now. I would stake one at 1 year, one at 6 months, one at 3 months, one at 1 month, one at 2 weeks, and then just have the rest staked. So that way, I can actually start withdrawing these in order. So 2 weeks, and then a month later, boom, I get my next one, and then 3 months, boom, I get this one, then 6 months, boom, I get that one, then 1 year, that's my like nest egg. That's my goal, but we just have to see how that works out. Midas Touch. What is Midas Touch? It is a cylindrical event that occurs. Okay, this is the thing that I was talking about last time. This is basically where they would take 10 to 15% of the treasury and buy back crown. So 50% of the buyback will go back to the stakers who have not sold their crown in 7 days, and the other 50% will be burned to fight back against inflation. On this one, it's the exact same thing, except 50% of the buyback tokens will be paired with MEM to add to the price floor. This isn't happening right now. So Midas Touch has been delayed, where now they are basically just trying to figure out how to, instead of doing airdrops, which that's what this is, they're trying to get funds, move them around into other assets to gain money for the treasury, so that way they can start buying back crowns in order to fight back against the inflation that was caused by the extremely high APY. I love that idea. Some people are in the Discord, well, and I say some people, and I say very few people were in the Discord talking a lot of FUD, basically saying, oh, you promised airdrops. Where are our airdrops? You promised high APY. Where is that at? Okay, look. Do you want high APY and then for the stock just to crash and the project to fail? Or do you want the devs to get everything correct, settle, stabilize, and then start producing that stuff in the future? I am more than willing to say, hey, if this is like a video game, hey, if you need to delay this game to make it good, delay it. Make it good. Just don't do any CD Projekt Red bullshit. I'm just saying, make it good. If you need the time, take the time. I have money invested. Take the time to get my money right. I'll be happy. Project developmental phases, token generation event network launch. Holding stablecoins is to back tokens also creates a yield generation opportunity. Locking away stablecoins in a treasury would then be a waste. Since the protocol never needs more than a few percent of its reserves, even at the largest of down days, it is free to utilize the rest in yield aggregators, adding those proceeds into profits, then buying and selling Crown to maximize yield generation. We will use these stablecoins to acquire a significant amount of interest-bearing tokens like Spell and NICE. Or NICE, sorry. The Treasury will also passively accumulate these assets by allowing users to use them as deposits for our bonds. That's stage A. Stage 2B. This will be Metaverse, play to earn blue chip assets, tokens, productive and passive NFTs, lands, kingdoms, unique items, and characters. We can manage these assets independently or outsource operations to a specialized fund like Blackpool, and profits will come also from guilds that hire players to farm in-game currencies, unique items to pay-to-earn games, Yield Guild, self-proclaimed settlers of new worlds in Metaverse. This is dope. I don't hear anybody else talking about stuff like this. Let me just explain to you, to all the newbies out there that don't know what this part means. What they would do is they would take the treasury, they would take certain assets in the treasury, like take it and start investing in other forms. They would diversify their portfolio basically. So why have everything in just MEM when it doesn't do anything for you? Why not put a little bit into, let's say, Time Wonderland, which they're starting to do. While it's in Time Wonderland, even though it's another DAO project, it's a stable DAO project. Well, stable-ish. Stable is relative. It's basically the exact same thing as Olympus DAO. It's that stable where Olympus has been around for 9 months. Time is around for about 3 months, and it's just now settling into a stable thing, and it's even rising in price. So if you invest in Time with what they're doing with Midas, then that means they can get rebases from their investment, which also adds to their treasury. Going from there, they can go to the metaverse, and then they can invest in NFTs. NFTs that are producing multiplier yields and reward bases in those play to earn games. Then they can actually get other team members to, like those guilds, a bunch of people who play this game to farm assets in said game. They would hire them so that way they can get a reward based off of how many people are playing that game to get allocated funds from that. And they're just diversifying everything so that way when one thing starts going down, the rest will pick up the slack. I love that. That's how major VCs, major banks, that's how they operate. They have diversified portfolios where their treasury won't fail if one or two things goes down in a bear or bull market. I love that idea. Looking ahead, we expect the first AAA productions in the play-to-earn model to be released within the next few years. With the ever-increasing popularity of these types of products, we believe that this sector is just getting started and will bring marvelous profits in the future. As a result, just like the first NFTs, meaning like, Board Yacht Club or whatever, like 8 Yacht, whatever, where it's selling for 6-8 million a piece in those kitty cryptos and shit like that. The first successful metaverse projects may see a significant increase in value. Currently, we intend to allocate 25% of the protocol's revenues to these investments. However, the final decision will be made by our community. 25% of that allocated to this many different projects. I love that idea. Starting the play to earn project owned by Midas Dao that will benefit exclusive crown holders by providing an additional source of revenue from in-game operations. We anticipate being able to present this project outline in April 2022. Now they also want to own their own game where you can play in it. you can earn more tokens if you need to, or or the revenue coming from that game is also getting into the treasury, which also helps with the rebases. Love that idea. The summary: more profits equal growth in treasury, more assets to back crown, higher crown price. Is a fork of Olympus on the Avalanche network, enhanced by aforementioned stages of development, which will bring an overall growth over time. Consider it as Olympus on steroids, with a steady flow of revenues from metaverse, play to earn gaming, yield aggregators, interest-bearing tokens, and other investments. All of this has been in their documentation since day one. I love that. Well, not all of it, because they had to release it, but they're being transparent about what you get. I love that. That's dope. So this is basically what's going on right now. But let's go ahead and speed through this a little bit more. Team capital allocation 290 was that million? No, that's 290,000. Sorry. Treasury is 50,000. Then the crown mem liquidity. Like, this is the tokenomics. I'm not really good at stuff like this, so you can come in here and read that if you want to. Basics, minting, staking. We all know about that. Guides, adding crown. Okay, we already know about that stuff. The ecosystem, DAO governance, the roadmap. Where's that roadmap? There it is. Okay, so let me look at this. Community-driven governance. Anybody with 1% of current crown supply delegated to their address can propose a governance in action, which is simple, complex, sets of fact. Okay, that's dope. So this is basically the governing body and how it works with the whole like voting and stuff like that. So current proposals, add a snapshot block number, roadmap, that's what I want. Okay, so alpha build, November 2021, completed. Smart contract testing, completed. Network launch, completed. Post-launch marketing campaign, that's ongoing. Currently, they're a little bit behind on that because of, the massive dip that we've, been a part of recently. So they're trying to get that back in order before they can start doing more marketing. Once version 2 comes out, there will be a crown version 2, by the way. Once that comes out, then they'll start doing more marketing on that version. Midas Touch revealed, that's completed. Midas Kingdom revealed. That's actually completed, so they haven't updated this yet. But look, bearing interest tokens in treasury used in yield aggregators, metaverse, pay to earn assets, governance, partnership announcement, PTE outline. Like, look at all this stuff. All that is they have this roadmap out ready, and they're looking towards the future. So in saying that, let's look at the things that kind of cause this big downfall dip right here that we have right now. So back on the 20th, they started doing Revenge of the Crown. Revenge of the Crown was an extremely high APY that you guys saw in my first video. That high APY led to a bunch of different whales jumping in and jumping out of the project. That was here. Right here in this area, Revenge of the Crown started. Massive APY. Whales jumped in, boom, rode it all the way to the top, sold a bunch, causing inflation. The massive APY started again. Whales rode it to the top, boom, caused inflation, and on and on and on until they finally just all started selling off, leaving a shit ton of crown in the in inflation, with nobody to really buy it back. So now that's what the DAO is trying to do, is they're trying to buy back those crowns in order to get the treasury back up, blah, 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 blah. So that's what happened there. So when that happened and that kind of took off, you can see everyone was like just kind of pumping that shit like crazy, talking about it. So this MEM treasury, 4 random chosen will each receive 2.5% of the MEM treasury as a token of appreciation during the holiday season. I want to say this isn't, I think this stopped. The minimum required to take part is 5 crowns. So you would have to have 5 crown in order to even be eligible for this. I want to say they didn't do this because, again, the extreme dip that happened. So a lot of these airdrops and giveaways, they had to stop it. They couldn't go through with it. And I'm completely okay with that because they talked about that in their Discord. Let me see, on top of this, well, okay, no. Let me see here. Here it is. So this when like the giant dip happened. 75% of the treasury and the entire AVAX and MIM have been withdrawn for the purposes of purchasing time. So they took out 75% of the treasury at the time, and at that time it was like I want to say $8 million. They took it out in order to go buy time, so that way that rebases, the daily rebases from that could help start buying back Crown to fight back against the inflation. Most of the people in the Discord was like, yeah, do it. Great. Basically, the team is saying, look, we're gonna do these things so that way we can stop like the blood loss. APY will be temporarily reduced in order to avoid generating more tokens during the implementation of the recovery plan. And that's what they were doing, implementing the recovery plan. So, Midas Touch airdrops have been postponed until things calm down, and we will instead burn these tokens. They had around 750 tokens available for that airdrop during that time. In the meantime, we will concentrate on carrying out the plan and activities. Boom, show goes on. Here it is, another investment. They invested approximately another $3 million in time for 1,983 in MIM. We've minted 488 time at a 6.25% discount. Meaning, boom, they get a discount. They have even more time to get, for buyback. Right here, team and I have come up with a path for read below. So this is Penn. He is one. I don't know if he's one of the devs or he's one of the admins. I know I see him a lot in the Discord. He's a pretty cool dude. So this is what's going on right now. Hey guys, so time for an update on where things are currently stand and our plans for the future. First of all, we've put a pause into the current plans such as Midas Kingdom, Midas Touch, Revenge of the Crown. Remember, Midas Kingdom is with the thrones, so that way you can lock in your APY multipliers. Midas Touch is the airdrops, and Revenge of the Crown is the insanely high APY. I honestly, if they did away with this Revenge of the Crown, I wouldn't lose sleep. We got caught up with the DGen APY race that consumed a lot of other DAOs, and we fell victim to the same whales that nuked them. But this has also revealed some of the flaws in the time system we believe we can fix and improve the Crown in the future and the next big DAO and future standard bearer. The time system, meaning that's what happened with time. Time didn't have a warm-up period. People jumped in, they jumped out, jumped in, jumped out, and just basically sidestepped it until it crashed. Here's a list of what we have planned. Transfer 1-to-1 in a 1-to-1 ratio to version 2 Crown token with a 6% tax on buys and sales to prevent swing trade whales. That's two things in one right now. So first off, if you had Crown and you didn't sell and you rode it all the way to the bottom, this transfer, when they make version 2 Crown, you can get a 1-to-1 trade for that. 1-to-1 trade. I love that. That's dope. I'm glad I didn't jump out. I even minted some, so instead of me getting 2 Crown at a 1-to-1 trade, I'm getting 15 Crown. And we don't know like what's the starting value of Crown is gonna, like version 2 Crown is gonna be, but that means I'm gonna get my money back if I sell. But I still believe in this. That thing can just skyrocket, and I'll have enough for a throne. With a 6% tax on buys and sales to prevent swing trades of whales. So the 6% tax will be you stake, you unstake and sell, then the 6% tax would go to the treasury in order to fight back inflation, where with a 6% on each sale will basically go in and start buying up Crown just in case. I'm okay with that idea. You know why? Because I would rather pay 6% tax one time for a giant sum rather than paying it multiple times over and over and over again because I'm trying to like game the system. So we're going to try to have a 50,000 USD daily withdrawal limit on staking and minting to prevent massive dumps. I'm okay with that too. My bag is nowhere near 50,000. This enables us to have the most competitive APY rates, so that means they can still have high APY rates because nobody's gonna jump in and jump out because of that 6% tax, and you can't jump out with more than 50,000 and twice in a day. while still not getting annihilated by whales. Midas Kingdom and the MCC components are still to come. What was the MCC? I don't know about this part. I have to look that up. The throne nodes will be implemented for version 2 tokens. Okay, so of course they're not going to make a whole system based on version 1 when they're trying to get rid of version 1 and switch it over to version 2. In the interim, trading will remain live, as this can take up to 3 weeks in total for everything to be done. And if people want to buy version 1 pre-tax, it makes most sense technically. Meaning if they want to get in now, they can get in now and they can still convert 1-to-1 when V2 comes out. 1 million of the treasury is being allocated to ICE, 1 million to Spell, 1 million to Wrapped Own. Marketing is being held off until version 2 launch. We will continue to maintain Crown version 1 as we work on version 2, meaning they are continuing to try to maintain this Crown so that way it doesn't fail. So when version 2 comes out, they can allocate the treasury to version 2, and then you can still move your tokens from version 1 to version 2 and get that 1-to-1 ratio. We will maintain healthy APY and monitor discounts. The gift of Midas is still ongoing. I'm excited to work. Oh yeah, I think the gift of Midas is the thing that I was telling you about, like where you can get free crown and stuff like that for the holidays. So if they're still doing that, dope. I'm excited to work on this as a team member beyond just an advisor. I've already been doing a shitload of work behind the scenes, so this is exciting. I believe this will take us even further to the 140 million market cap, our previous all-time high. So strap in with us and let's get it. Yo, I'm all for that. This kind of information, like sending this out there for us to view, man, I tip my hat to you, good sir, and to the devs out there for being transparent and giving information to us when we are scared as hell about our money being just evaporated. Thank you so much for that. Had this been pared down, that it would have already been gone. Had this been life, it would have already been gone. Had this been Jade, the devs would have just talked shit to us. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. So moving on, that was their latest tweet. Let me show you guys the Discord. This is what I'm really excited about. If I can put a link to the Discord in the description, check it out there. Here is their announcement page. So basically everything that they announced, like look at all these announcements that they've done so far. Oh man, so dope. So as promised, here's the first Midas Dao smart contract audit. So they did get the contract audited. Unfortunately, it was by Solidarity Labs, which a lot of people didn't like that audit. So they were actually planning on doing another audit in the future because most of the people didn't really like that audit. But they talked about it. They at least said that they were going to try to do another one. So they are respecting the idea that, okay, if you don't like that we got audited by these people, or the person that did the audit, they weren't, very trustworthy, don't worry, we're going to do another one. So they're basically telling us to, that they have our best interest at heart. Midas Kingdom reveal. Again, we had that reveal already. Let me see here. Here is the crown from OTC. Oh, that was something else that happened recently. Well, not recently, but maybe a week ago. Simon Kidd had a deal that he wanted to sell Crown back, but he didn't want to do it on the open market because he didn't want to crash the price of Crown, so he did it over the counter. Now, when this happened, beforehand, the price of Crown had slipped, and they still honored that price, even though the price of Crown had slipped, like a few days, or a week before. So they actually sold it even, they bought it back even lower than what they initially intended. Now, because that happened, they honored their word. They didn't even have to do that because the members weren't even doxxed. So that increased my trust in this team because they're people of their word. And that's extremely rare and extremely valuable in today's time. So, they went on to talk about Midas Kingdom, basically what happened with the airdrop, the recovery plan. Here it is, 75% of the liquidity was going towards time. We secured another 50% remaining liquidity. A total of 2,500,000 mem was withdrawn for the purpose of purchasing time. Now, when these two things happened yesterday, people panicked because it did seem like they were taking off with the money, right? But they told everybody about it. That's the difference. They was like, look, this is what's happening. We're still with you. The team is currently discussing multiple of topics in these proposals, and this is like all within 48 hours. The 6% standard tax, the malicious traders from rebasing from 12% to 20% total tax in and out. Like they was coming up with a bunch of different ideas where they can try to fight back for this in the relaunch of version 2. Debating whether or not the warm-up period should be increased from 2 epochs to around 3 or 4. I would have been okay with 3 or 4, but at the same time, people like whales would just time that as well. We believe you deserve a quick update on the current situation. Since a few hours, the entire team has been debating every possible solution. V2 has yet to be confirmed. I don't have much to say right now, but all I can say is that we are still here. That's all I need to know. I'm bringing you some good news. We'd be wasting time if we didn't use our treasury funds to generate revenue for the Midas Dao protocol while we fine-tune our next steps. This is why we invested approximately 3 million mem in time. For 1 million mem, we've minted 488 time at a 6.25% discount. So I already talked about that. To avoid panic, here's a quick update on our treasury. Then the last update was the one that I just told you guys about with Penn. It's like, man, it's it's kind of hard to not believe that this is gonna work out. I said hard to believe. Like there's I still caution to the wind right now, right? But this is basically just me talking. There was something earlier that I saw where I was like, damn, dude, like I really believe in these guys. One, the transparency is there. They tell you about everything that's going to happen that they're trying to do, that they want to do while they're doing it. And the community is pretty dope. Like I've talked to a few people in here. They're really nice. They're helpful. There are some fudders in here, like some people that's trying to like tout other DAOs in here while we talk about it. But overall, this has been like one of the best communities that I've been in. Oh yeah, this is when we were making fun of the t-shirts. I was digging these shirts though. Let me see here. Here it is. This was a snapshot. I don't know where he took this, but one of the guys, I was saying, man, for real, I was in Jade, for a little, and I was basically talking about the community and the devs and how they were talking to their people. But then this, earlier I was talking about how transparent these guys are and how much I really, really believe in them because of that transparency. And this is what a snippet of what this guy took. When the initial price of $20 per crown, total initial value of team tokens, that's what they have, is $260,000, which means that the total amount of tokens that we will ever claim is lesser than funds we have invested to start the project, which means we have to make this project successful. Means if this project fails, they lose money. That is called having skin in the game. I love that. That makes me feel like they are in the shit with me. That's not a team of devs. It's like, hey, we got our money, fuck y'all. Like they are like, yo, we need to make this work, okay? If they need to be happy, let's make them happy. Let's give them information. Let's tell them what we're doing. Let's be as transparent as possible. Let's gain the people's trust, because without them, we fail. Thank you. If I can find another team like that, I will gladly make a ton of videos on that shit and be in it for the long haul, just like I am with time. It's the exact same. To me, these are mirrors of each other. Now, there was somebody that said, why jump into Midas when you could just be into time? Well, one, I want to diversify my portfolio. Two, they're two different projects. Time Time Wonderland is doing one thing, and they don't want to be, a decentralized crypto coin for AVAX or for the Avalanche network forever. That's not what their goal is. Their goal is a little bit more nuanced in that they're going to be doing into like video games and all kind of other stuff. Like Daniel has a plan for that, and they're slowly updating their roadmap to show that. Just like with Midas, Midas also has a plan and a roadmap, and it's not the exact same. With Midas, they're still going to be doing the staking. They're still going to be doing the nodes and stuff in the future. They're getting more and more assets that covers a different basis of projects to diversify. That's different. They're going to come out with their own version of a video game. Like, both of the projects are going to be into so much other stuff that both of them could take off simultaneously. And if one starts dipping, the other one may succeed. If the other one succeeds and the other one may start dipping, it's still fine. If both of them dip, they still both find ways to give back in forms of rebates and rewards to their holders. I'm okay with that. If I just had these two projects moving forward without anything else, I'd be happy. Once I start figuring out how NFTs work and stuff like that, I may want to get into some NFT stuff too. But other than that, I'm good with these two. So that's pretty much the overall gist of what's happening. I'm gonna have another video out pretty soon about my thoughts on the YouTube content creator space and when it comes to these DAOs and stuff like that. You can look out for that. But I don't want to make this video too long. We're already going on 38 minutes. So again, I apologize for that, my long-windedness, but it was a lot of information to go through, and I hope you found it valuable. Again, links in the description to Discord, Twitter. I highly recommend you follow it. Even jump in Discord, come say hi. One Broke Millennial sent you guys. If you want to just look around, interact with the community, see what's going on, so that way you can make your informed decision on whether you want to get into it or not. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Look out for my next video and stay safe out there, and I hope you guys have a great day.